Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Little Old Sons
and Huns
podcast. With me today, not as always, Carlos De La Cruz. Reese, I'm sorry, what's your last name?
Howden.
Howden. Howdy.
Yes,
Reese,
sir.
Reese Howdy Howden.
Yeah.
That's a nickname. Bly up. It's with us as well. And today we talk about tattoos, skiing, lots of skiing stuff.
Skiing is kind of interesting.
It's pretty interesting,
Yeah,
especially
for sure.
In the
what
Olympics.
you do. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that
Travel.
I myself will never experience, so it's pretty interesting to listen to. We talk about
Going places, traveling to different countries.
yeah. Well, we talked a lot about skiing, so,
Yeah.
so if you're not into skiing,
Then too bad.
buckle up because
You're
it's gonna be a
going on
long
ski
hour.
jump.
It's an hour.
We're at 55 minutes right now. I really don't know what else we talked about.
We kind of talked about like
Nicknames, tattoos,
Skiing.
yeah,
being in
skiing.
like the rodeo relation a little bit.
Yeah. You're not going to want to miss it, people. It's the best skiing podcast you've ever heard. So sit right
Like
down
the
and
cell
It has a lot of.
Bonnie.
It's an informative.
it is
It's
informative.
very informative.
It's not just skiing, it's Olympic skiing. It's
at the
it's
highest
at-
The
level.
peak
Yeah.
level of skiing.
the apex, is that like that's like
That could be a term.
or is apex is the top, right?
It's the
Yeah,
name of the ski hill I
apex
grew up
skier.
skiing on.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, it's
There's
a
some
sign.
relation.
Just listen to the podcast. That's all
Put
you
your
need to
headphones
do.
in, wash dishes,
Relax.
do
Sit
something.
down with me, Donnie Daytona, and I'm going to take you on this ride through the ski adventure like this. No, I'm not going to talk like that the whole time, but it'd be cool if I
Like
did. Anyways, enjoy the podcast. Who is that?
You been there the whole time?
What's
The
your
whole
name?
Time. Reese Howden from British Columbia, Canada.
BC.
BC.
Heck yeah. Never been there.
Nice place. Nice place.
Yeah. Looks like it. Is that where the Canadian Rockies are?
Canadian Rockies kind of like they dip into BC in the north and then they kind of drop into Alberta. Basically, the Rockies is
They're
like,
way bigger up there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like the border between BC and Alberta, for
Gotcha.
the most part.
Everything's bigger in Canada.
Definitely.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Deer, moose, elk, the people. Look at this guy. He's huge.
Skiing.
You been there?
I've been to Manitoba once. I've never been to British Columbia.
Did you go hunting there?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Geese and ducks.
Nice.
That's about. I mean, they said there's moose there. I never saw one. Everything I did was legal.
How'd you feel pushing the bulls yesterday?
Oh, I thought it was sweet.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was wild though.
Have you ever been to a rodeo in general? I guess.
Yeah. I've been to quite a few rodeos as a kid and stuff, and then, yeah, I guess nothing in the last little bit with COVID and everything. But yeah, I used to go to all the local rodeos around the house and
Mm-hmm.
around town there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch for sure.
Had you ever been that up close to it before?
No, like I've never been like standing above a chute or anything
Mhm.
like that. So that was pretty cool to be right in the action for sure.
It kind of sinks in a little bit
Oh, yeah.
right there,
Yeah, it gets
or
real.
it did for me.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. It's not that I was like, oh, I can't do this, but it's like,
I kind of
Yeah, you like you get on top and you're like, oh,
yeah,
this
it's kind
can
of
be
real.
done. Like there's actually like when you're watching from the stands and stuff, you just see guys running around
Uh-huh.
pulling on ropes and
yeah.
when you're actually in the basically like, standing above the chute, you actually see okay, there's like a system and guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's
and
not just
like it just kind of makes sense and you're like, okay, we can make this happen.
it's not guys just kind of winging it.
No.
Flying by the seat of their pants. Some guys do, I guess. Just kind of wing it.
It was cool seeing you get in your groove yesterday. Like when we started bucking, like you went into like athlete mode, and you wanted to warm up, you wanted to stretch. Like somehow you knew you couldn't just get on willy nilly. Like you were prepping your body. I mean, just as an athlete would. No.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it was good. I was trying to just, set myself up for success. Physically is the easy part, just doing your stretches, doing your movement. I was already hot, obviously, so muscles were warm.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to do too much. Just had to, get into some of those deeper like squats and stretches, so that you've been there and tendons are a little stretched out and stuff. But yeah, like mentally, it was sweet. Just kind of did my typical race routine in my head when I was getting on the bull, and having all you guys there, then Dale telling me what to do and stuff. It it was, for the most part, I just had to do what I was told, and it all kind of worked out. We hoped I stayed on a little bit longer, but
Yeah.
Are you gonna get on again?
oh yeah, for sure.
Heck
But like the cool thing is, like, when I was like, I wasn't like scared or like afraid at any point. I was like, it was more like, I guess you could kind of describe it to like you're doing something that has a high consequence, and you just got to make sure you have together.
We're all there, yeah.
And you're present so that you don't make a mistake, or you're just totally in the moment would be the best way to say it. For
Yeah.
sure.
Dude, and that's the best way to go about it, because I've seen a bunch of people do their first. Some guys forget where their hand is. Like, you tell them slide your hand up, and they're like, okay, I did it, but their hand never moved. You were all there. It was great. Ask Blythe about her first time.
Blythe, how's your first time
On a-
riding bulls?
Oh, I didn't ride it. I fell off. So I think I was on for like 0.4 seconds. Yeah.
She got on.
Long ride there. Yeah. Shortly.
I think everybody falls off their first one.
I think everybody falls off every time they ride a bull, for the
They
most part.
definitely hit the ground. That's for sure.
Some guys definitely jump off. There's a big difference. You can see when they pull their tail and jump off of one. Or some guys jump off without pulling their tail. No, it's a lot of... Do you remember it? Like, a lot of guys black out.
No, I totally remember it for sure. I honestly thought it was a little bit longer than when I saw like the video. Like, I felt like I was... Maybe it's because I was on him in the chute and stuff, but it just felt a little bit longer. But no, I totally can kind of remember what happened. He just like came out of the chute really fast, and because he came out and just kept spinning right, I was already back on him, coming out of the chute, and just like upper body just was like going off the side and then ejected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that's like like I've been on the buckrite and mechanical bulls and stuff like that, and you don't get that feeling of it pulling away from you.
Well, there's no forward
There's no
momentum.
G-force.
Mhm.
That's what knocks guys out, that G-force out of the chute.
Yeah,
sure.
you can't really recreate that.
No, it'd be
So you wanted
tough.
you wanted to ride bulls for a long time, or
Yeah.
just recently, like
No,
spur of the
I've-
moment thing?
No, I've been wanting to ride bulls for probably 4 or 5 years now, I think. And just wasn't really having opportunity finding a good way to do it. For a little while there, what's that bull riding school called?
Sankey?
Sorry?
Sankey?
I'm not sure. Maybe the guy that does it is like an older fellow with white hair.
Yeah, it's Gary LaFew's Bull Guru.
I think
It
that
goes
might
up
be
that
it.
way?
He came
I
up
don't know.
to Alberta one time.
Yeah, I think he's been all over.
He used to come up to Alberta every year. Then with COVID hit, and I think he missed a year or something. So that was kind of a little bit of a plan. I'm like, oh, if I'm going to do it, like that's probably the way to do it. I'm just going to go show up at some college in middle of nowhere, Alberta, and hop on some bull.
So is it just like a bucket list kind of thing, or was it like something you kind of want to pursue or thought about pursuing? And
like at this point, like I don't want to just be on a bull.
yeah,
Because like I didn't ride a bull yesterday. Like
Oh, okay.
I was on a bull yesterday.
Right.
I want to ride a bull. So honestly, at this point, like I don't expect to like really pursue it professionally or anything like that. I just kind of want to have fun with it at this point.
You bet.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to ride one.
Yeah, I want to ride one.
Cool.
What do you usually do on your off seasons?
We do a lot of like mountain biking, and then usually because we're busy, we're gone so much in the winter, you're not working at all. So when you're younger and you gotta make money for the off season, you end up working a lot in the off season for sure. I'm sure everybody here knows that grind. But yeah, so we do a lot of biking for training and stuff like that, and I do some whitewater kayaking too. I like to paddle, and
that's an arm workout for sure.
Oh yeah, and climbing mountains and hiking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like being outside.
Yeah. It's beautiful there. So,
what kind of mountain climbing are you doing? Are you doing like the stuff you see in like Yosemite, like where the guys are? I mean, they're tied on, but they're just hanging on with their feet and hands, kind of stuff.
I've done a little bit of rock climbing, but I'm kind of more interested in like the mountaineering aspect of it.
Yes, sir.
Just and like backpacking and stuff like that. Like I try to like. The problem is it's somewhere between hiking and mountaineering, and so because I'm not on a trail, right?
Gotcha.
So, and I guess you're hiking, scramble, and climbing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I like going to new places, venturing, going somewhere new where people don't get to go very often.
like the beaches.
Like the beaches.
Dale Brisby's, Winnebago. Not many people come here.
No, it's a tough place to find.
Yeah.
I guess on this podcast we never really talked about what you do. What is it that you're known for?
So basically, I'm a skier on the Canadian ski cross team. Been racing competitively for the last 2 years on the World Cup circuit, and had quite a bit of success on my rookie year. I won the Crystal Globe, which is basically like winning the overall at the end of the year. He accumulated the most amount of points. So in 2021, I was ranked number one in the world in my rookie year, and I was the youngest guy to do it and the first guy to do it on his rookie year. So that was a big deal. It was pretty wild. But then this year I went to the Olympics, and it was wild. It was wild for sure.
That's cool. What was the most surprising thing there? Like, because you said the village, like, is that where most people don't, like, I didn't know until, like, I was told about, like, the village where everybody stays.
Yeah, so, like, basically, usually what happens with Olympics is they do build all this infrastructure that eventually gets turned into, like, condos. And so they build the Olympic Village, and we were all staying in, like, basically apartments, and then we'd have, like, a dining hall and a couple other buildings for either like a gym. They had a bunch of like activities and stuff like that. They had like this super cool like virtual reality game where basically you were in like a gymnasium room, and you put on the VR goggles, and you had these little joysticks, and you were like playing like a shooting game with someone else in the room, but you were seeing it with like it would be like you're looking in a gym, and then you put these on, and you're like in a jungle warfare zone.
That's
so like
cool.
they had stuff like that, and
Yeah.
cool kind of activities, and then and then in each apartment we had like Canada House, and then States, Australia, all those other places. So
Just in, like, different sections, or?
either different sections or completely different buildings for the most part. So like because it was a COVID Olympics, it was a little bit separated between nations for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of tough to intermingle between nations, except for like when you're going to the dining hall or in the dining hall and stuff like that. So but it was great getting to have like an extended team from just having the Canadian ski cross team that I travel with all year round to a team of like 300 different individuals who are doing all kinds of different sports and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
It's probably usually not like that. Obviously, you're probably not as segregated, I guess.
Yeah, definitely not. I went to the Youth Olympic Games in 2016, so I have a bit of experience what those big events are like. And yeah, usually they're like a lot of fun. You get to mingle with all different types of countries and people from all over the world. And usually it's a lot of fun, and it was fun this year too. It just was restricted for sure.
Yeah. It might be hard for you to know like what the major difference is between like a junior Olympics and like because you did it during COVID, but what would you say is the biggest difference between like that?
Biggest difference would probably be
obviously like people are probably a little better at their sports, but aside from that, like
biggest thing would be there'd be probably a little more people there, and then honestly, they did an amazing job. Like when I went to the Youth Olympic Games, it was a big deal. It was huge. Like the opening ceremonies, it was crazy. Like guys were like paragliding in with skis on their feet and like doing these big spirals and stuff onto this ski jump. But honestly, probably, it's not too much. Maybe a little bit more in infrastructure and money spending. And
do they do that every 4 years, or is that every year?
So it's so you'll have 2022 was the Winter Olympics this year. 2024 will be the Youth Olympic Winter Games.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And of course, probably a lot more drinking in the actual Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for him, Carlos?
I was like, dang, I wish I could have gone to the Olympics.
What would you go in? What event? If you could have any
I wouldn't
event.
even care. I would go. Like I just think it would be fun to.
Do you have an Olympic tattoo?
No, I don't have an.
Would you get
tattoo.
the rings?
Like a lot of people have asked me that actually, and a lot of my teammates have got it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, it's kind of like basic, but like you went to the Olympics, so it's not basic, but like
it's basic in your circles.
And like it's like, oh, you got the Olympic tattooed on your chest or your forearm, the rings or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know. I just, because
people
you don't like having stuff that other people already have.
Maybe I think so.
That's how I am.
Yeah,
I would never.
I think that's probably the big one. Like if I take my shirt off and stuff, I don't want to just be like, oh, are you guys all like a team because you got the same tattoo on your right arm or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just haven't really had like the urge to get a tattoo for whatever reason. Like I've kind of like, I'm open to it and I kind of like want to have one, and I want to have like the desire and like being like, okay, I know I want to get this for this reason or whatever, but it hasn't really come to me yet. So
right on.
I'm holding off.
Cool.
I respect that.
I don't have gunslinger on my toes.
Yeah, somebody in the
rad.
warehouse.
What about rodeo time?
Yeah, rodeo time tattoo. Maybe like tramp stamp or something like that.
I didn't say that.
That'd be funny. Wow, worse or better than gunslinger?
How do you feel, Blythe?
I'm not getting a tattoo anytime soon.
Not even a fake one?
Not even a fake one. Actually, had like fake tattoos, like
you can get a fake one. It'll last months.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the rodeo time tattoo that if you guys have like the bull skull with the feathers coming off the horns. I think that's a pretty cool one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A couple people have that one.
I think Naomi does.
Yes.
Like 6 people have that.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I mean, it's
6
a good
people
tattoo.
that work.
Yeah.
Who knows how many people actually have it tattooed?
In the wild.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think you get some free Delaware if you have it like.
Not even your
in the
rookie
wild.
year that you did all that.
Yeah.
When he was 16.
Not even my rookie year.
The other Olympics.
Do you have a nickname, like among skiers? Like,
nickname probably usually get called Big Rig a lot.
Big Rig?
Big
Dude,
Rig.
you could get like a truck on skis hitting like a big jump. Like that would be sweet.
Put some.
I was hoping your name was like nickname like Rabbit or something. You could just get a rabbit on skis. That'd be tight.
It would have flowed. Truck works too. I'd drive.
Yeah, or like pushing a snowplow. I don't know. The possibilities are into
Big
for
rig.
sure.
Really.
Definitely.
Yeah. What are like people's first tattoos that are kind of basic that people get?
The infinity sign.
That's what that was in my head. The infinity sign.
The infinity sign with like a heart on it, like in it, or like love. They'll have like love in the infinity sign.
dates, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Dates are real pretty basic.
Roman numerals.
Yeah.
Flower.
Yeah. Usually, it's like a Roman numeral date. So no one knows what it means. Or if you do, like, you have to stare at it for like a long time.
Then you have to memorize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you just know shit.
Trees around the forearm.
Yeah.
Trees around the. That's the biggest, like.
That's
That was
a
a trend for a
commitment
while.
too. Like there is a ton. That's a lot of ink
Yeah.
to make that one happen.
Yeah, it's
like,
a blast.
Trees around the forearm. My buddy in college stepped it up one. He even like had the arch from St. Louis. Like it was a bunch of trees and then like the arch.
My
from
brother
St. Louis.
has a forest. Then he has a shadow of a child and a crow. But it fits the trees. But
Yeah.
What's it mean? The crow and
it's
the,
just a dark childhood.
that's sad. I thought it had some like, oh, good.
clock,
Loving
like
memory.
stopwatches or like a pocket watch.
Pocket
That's
watch.
it's a
Rose.
pocket watch.
armbands.
Like just a black band.
Well, like some guys they get like a band right around their forearm.
Yes, sir.
Like different, either like tribal or something like that, and then gotta say the barbed wire tattoo around the bicep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You should get that.
I don't know, man. I'm not sure if my biceps are as big as I want to have them for the rest of my life yet. You don't want to.
Stretch it
I
out.
don't want that thing to stretch out on me.
That's funny. Mom with the heart.
Yeah, but what if it deflates?
That's even worse.
Ooh. Does that actually happen to people?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if the science behind that is correct.
Yeah. I know I've seen it on like movies.
I'm
and
sure it
stuff.
would if you were like 6.
Got it.
They do shrink though. Like
Oh, yeah?
I had a friend that got one when he was like 14, and it was a big old AK when he was young.
Dang.
And by the time he was like 20, he was a tiny AK.
Oh.
Did he lose weight?
He just got taller.
Was it distorted?
It's still an AK. It just got shrunk.
Interesting.
Nice. Right on the ribs too. That probably hurt.
You're all linked up.
Me, yeah.
What's your favorite tattoo?
The heart part of the tree tattoo. It's so correct. Like it's an organ. It just looks.
It's not like a heart, like this.
No.
It's like a
It has blood vessels and
yeah.
it's pumping.
Nice.
Damn,
It's cool.
that's rad.
Oh no, my rodeo time tattoo. That's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Where's it?
FYI.
Yeah. Donnie, what's your favorite tattoo?
I have my name tattooed on my leg.
I wish I had a cool nickname. I would have done the same thing.
You never had a nickname as a child? Were you ever bullied?
I don't have like Donnie Daytona.
Oh,
I would
that's
put- I
not
would put
a
that right
nickname, though.
Yeah, man, go for it. I can give you a nickname. And you can get
You
it
can
tattooed.
start one.
Yeah.
Nope.
Would you do a neck tat?
Because even like right
Yeah,
now,
I would
like-
do a
like
face
you're-
tat.
A face tat
Yeah,
under your eye?
like on the cheekbone.
What would it be?
I don't know. I would get one eventually.
I'm good on that.
Yeah, I'd get something small right here.
Because like even
Oof.
right now, like you're pretty, like you put a t-shirt on and you're covered up for the most part.
Oh yeah.
Do you do that on purpose?
I did in the beginning. Yeah, when
Yeah.
I was in school,
In high school?
college,
Where'd you go to college?
Georgia State, and then I graduated from University of North Georgia.
What'd you go to school for?
Business finances.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Did you finish school?
Yeah, I went to tech school in Calgary. Did about. It was a 2-year diploma that I stretched out to 3 years because I was racing and.
Collegiately?
No. So I was basically what I did is I took the first semester and like didn't ski during that time, and then I took the second off, raced, and then the next year raced the first semester, and then went to school for the second, and then in 2020 I just was like, okay, I want to get it done, and just crushed it out in 1 year, and that was wild. I missed 105 hours of class time just for skiing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, got her done though. But yeah, so I have it's called a geomatics and engineering diploma. So basically, I'm a land surveyor.
Nice.
Nice.
What'd you go to school for, Donnie?
I went to school for ag business. Now I know all kinds of stuff.
Industry. Yep.
Now you're making YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
awesome.
it was pretty applicable.
Weren't you an auditor before?
Yes. That was
You audited people
that was
for the
job.
IRS?
He's kind of talking me into doing it.
No, for Summit Insurance. It was insurance auditing.
Oh,
So like
what's the difference?
contractors. Nothing. Just you still look for fraud. It's just
Yeah.
stuff like that. But that was the job right out of college.
Did
But
you ever catch anybody?
Yeah, everyone does it.
Well, a lot of people do it. But everyone?
Everyone.
Interesting. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's talked me into it basically. It's a pretty sweet gig,
It's a sweet gig if
but also you have to
you drive around a lot and
destroy people's lives.
everyone hates you.
Not making a whole lot of people super happy.
You meet a lot of local businesses.
You didn't want to do anything with ag?
I mean, maybe. I'm going into finance, so it's kind of broad. Thought about tech sales. Not a lot of women are in that, so there's a need. And my brother-in-law,
What's his in?
he used to be in tech sales, but now he works with LinkedIn and does marketing stuff. So he manages some people doing that. But he's got a really cool business mindset. So yeah. Did you have any other like things that you wanted to do? Aspirations as a kid? Like, I want to be a vet. I want to be an astronaut.
No.
No?
Like, everything was just for the family.
Did you?
Like how?
Because
how
you
old?
started skiing when you were 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you always know that you wanted to do it, or?
I just had a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, babe.
Okay.
Yeah, like honestly, like for
Pretty
me,
cool.
I just love to compete,
Mm-hmm.
and skiing was a lot of fun. There was a few years where it wasn't. I was about 14 to 16 years old. I was having some serious growing pain issues. Like I grew a
Mhm.
ton, and like my hips and my SI joints were like way out of whack. I couldn't play baseball because like I couldn't even swing a bat, and I would like have so much back pain, and then I would heal up like just a little bit, enough that I could do some stuff. Then I would go and like play basketball or something, and then throw out my back, and I'd be done for like 2 weeks.
Oof.
And so I was like, but I could somehow still ski,
Yeah.
kind of. But yeah, that was super tough, and like that kind of like that's kind of like what made it so I kind of didn't have a super successful alpine career, because I never really learned to turn because I was so stiff and so inflexible for like those development years.
Yeah.
And then but I was still good at going straight, doing downhill, going
Mhm.
fast, and so it worked well for ski cross. But yeah, I went from like killing it as a kid, then
Yeah.
I grew, and I'm like just dropped to the bottom of the.
Usually it's the opposite. It's like
Yeah, it did not
when you
work
get
out
tall,
for me.
then yeah.
Not work out for me whatsoever. It was too bad. But yeah, for a bit I
Man.
wanted to be like a chiropractor.
Oh yeah.
Then I realized I had to not just work on
a lot of
guys like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man.
I guess you've probably never been like a ski bum.
No, I guess, well, not really a ski bum. Probably not. Yeah, I'm not a ski bum. I'm a skier.
Yeah.
Like, traveling all over. Never really in one place for more than, 10 days to 2 weeks for the most part.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah.
But
And
you
with-
probably never like been the guy on the mountain like wearing like really baggy clothes and like just,
no,
like,
we're pretty.
just like vibing, like just hitting a run and like this is all I got to do today, like just like
This is my stick.
like
No, like the ski racer mindset's kind of funny. It's ski cross is not so bad, but like alpine for sure. Like we're usually pretty put together with our kit. Like yeah, pretty professional looking on the hill for the most part, especially with like the European influence.
mhm.
European is always tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when we're racing with our race suits, it actually, when I started with ski cross, we kind of like had like a little bit of like a baggier race suit.
Uh-huh.
And the Canadian team, we always wore suits that resembled like jeans and a flannel top.
Yeah.
We had an athlete that died on the team racing one time. His name was Nick Zorchik, and he used to always set up in jeans, belt buckle and like a red flannel and just go race in ski crosses and stuff like that. So when he died, we brought that into the into the team and into our suit designs. So, but we've got to the point now that we're like, our suits are almost faster than alpine suits. Like they are completely skin tight. They're pretty cold.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cold, but you get used to it for sure.
Because what's your top speed? It's pretty up there, right?
Yeah, like when we're racing, we like top speed on track will hover somewhere between like 80 to 90 kilometers an hour. So you're talking like 50, 55. And then, so.
That's fast.
There's probably some bad wipeouts, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have some pretty good ones, like, because you just, with those big jumps, you can come down like so hard. And then the other place where people get really hurt is going into like high speed roller sections.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have like areas where you have to like double or like with like super aggressive features. And if you like mess up one, then you're going down, but you're not just like going down and sliding onto flat. You're going down, going off the next one when you're already crashing, connecting with the next one. And yeah, it can be pretty bad.
It's probably not soft either. It's probably like ice, huh?
Yeah, we usually, we want it hard.
Yeah.
It's like cement basically for the most part. But yeah, we have a lot of like knee injuries and stuff like that from people, their skis catching and then torquing out their knee. Because when you have like, our skis are probably somewhere, around about 6 feet long would be my race ski. And
that's for speed, right? Like you want a longer ski.
You want a longer ski, yeah, for sure. So like when that thing catches something, you have so much torque on your joints, like you can rip yourself apart.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, especially with like your bindings, like they're cranked up to not come out.
Yeah.
Like I
So,
can't
like,
remember the last
crossed
time my
up,
skis
yeah.
actually have come off
Yeah.
me. It's been a while, but that's kind of what you want. It's like you guys, when you lock your hand in when you're riding, you do not want your grip to slip.
Yeah.
I do not want my skis to come off when I'm going 50 down the run. Yeah, so
That would probably be bad.
yeah, it's
Dang,
bad.
dude. Whenever you were skiing, or now that you're skiing, is it like rodeo where it's such a tight group that you see the guys that you started with and eventually they get good because you got good? Or is it just so crowded that you don't really know who's growing?
No, it's very similar for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because you'll go to a race and all the guys that were at the last race are at this race.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you know them all, and then like because it's a national team, like you get to know everybody in the country. That's anybody in the sport for the most part. So that's a lot of fun, and yeah, the only time you don't know people is when you're first starting to get into it, and but yeah, now that I've been doing it for a while, can pretty much I know every single person's name that I'm racing against for the most part. So
I was
that's kind
gonna
of cool.
say, it's probably a pretty small circle.
Yeah,
I
like
don't- it sounds kind of specific. Not only is it skiing, but it's like downhill, like really
yeah.
balls out skiing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like the top, when we're racing, I bet you the top guys for the most part that are coming to races, there's about 50 guys or so. I kind of like depends on what the race is like, who qualifies for the top 32 for like heat racing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's usually the same guys, and then guys get hurt or guys come back in from injury and stuff like that. But yeah, you get to know everybody for the most part.
do any guys like compete in more than one event?
Not really. There's been a few people who have like transferred to ski cross late
Yeah.
that have had like reasonably successful alpine careers. Like we've had two women on the team that have been to the Olympics for alpine skiing.
And that's with like the flags and
That's
you gotta,
with the flags
yeah.
and like just like it's like turns and stuff like that, right? So they've been to this Olympics with that and been reasonably successful, I'm going to say. And then they move into ski cross from alpine, but we haven't had anybody go the opposite direction yet.
Gotcha.
Cool.
What's like the one event in the Winter Olympics that you would never even try? Like, I'm sure you've done like an alpine course, you know,
Yeah.
like just mess around, like, but like is like the jumps seem pretty, like the big jumps seem pretty like you don't just try that.
Yeah. Honestly, like it's probably the toughest sport for me to go and do would probably be like half pipe.
Oh
Half
yeah,
pipe is so
people do that on
gnarly.
skis.
Yep. They have
Dang.
snowboard and ski half pipe. Like I've been in a half pipe and stuff like that, but like it's so much different because like you're leaving vertical and you're coming back down basically at the same spot but down the mountain.
Well, on a snowboard, you could like, I mean, technically you could take off on this side and still come. Like I feel like on skis, you have to come all the way over.
Yeah.
Do you snowboard at all?
Yeah, I've snowboarded quite a bit. Not a whole lot the last little bit, but yeah, growing up I used to throw up on the snowboard and ride for fun. But
Do you water ski? Do any water sports?
yep, wakeboard a lot.
Awesome.
A lot of surfing
Yeah, surfing's fun because it's
Yeah.
like just balance.
for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I grew up doing lots of board sports too. Surfing, wakeboarding.
Wait, like surfing off the beach, or like surfing behind a boat?
surfing behind a boat
Okay.
and surfing in the ocean. Yeah.
Oh dang!
Yeah, I did
That's
a lot of
impressive.
that when I was young. That was a lot of fun. Went down to Mexico a lot. We were around
Mexico.
Zihuatanejo and stuff like that.
Is that on the Pacific?
Yeah, on Pacific. Yeah.
So you've just been world traveled your whole life.
Yeah, been a few
Crazy.
places.
Yeah.
Where else do you want to go? Like travel to? Before?
I want to go to Australia. I've never been there. Never
That's
been
awesome.
to Australia, and I actually have family there too. So
Oh man.
on the north coast. So, but yeah, I'd love to go there. We've had a camp there before, but I just missed out on it. We were skiing. Like if we went down there right now, like it's kind of like their fall or like their winter
Interesting.
now. So we could go down there and it could be half decent, but they still don't have the quality of winter that we get out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Isn't the travel like plane flight super long, like 20 something hours?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Did
like-
you take it in all one or?
Well,
Where's this at?
going
Australia.
to Australia.
I
it's
thought
a
you
really
hadn't
long
been there.
trip. No, I hadn't been there, but
Oh, no. Didn't you go for a camp?
no,
You could
Nope.
have.
You could have.
like we
Dang.
we-
Sorry about that.
like we've trained there before, but I've never been.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But like when we went to China, we left Calgary, and it was 36 and a half hours door to door.
Oh man.
Yeah,
So that's your longest flight that you've been on?
yeah, but it was like 4 flights.
Oof.
It was just a lot
Travel time.
of traveling. It was a little rough.
I feel like you're a pro at traveling though, because you've had to pack a lot
I'm
of bags,
pretty
right?
good at. You kind of turn your mind off and you just kind of stop caring, especially when you're a bigger dude, because it is not comfortable. It's not fun. You know, when you have to sit in a seat for a long time, and fun.
yeah.
It's like the funny thing is like I usually don't get up. Like I've flown from North America to Europe and all the time, and I don't even get off my seat. Just sit there for like 7 to 8 hours and just kind of.
Dang.
Like you're sitting there and you're kind of hurting and it feels uncomfortable. You're like, oh, whatever. I'll get there eventually. But
Oof. Because you're 6. How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4".
I'm
Doesn't sound fun.
my knees are touching the back of the seat.
Yeah,
every time.
dang.
But
Like, please don't lean your seat back, ma'am.
yeah, for sure. You guys done any cool traveling?
I went to Ireland. But
Really?
that's
Oh,
pretty much it.
cool.
Yeah, it was really green. There was a lot of sheepies, and cows. Other than that, it was just a couple days. But
It's a long way to go for a couple days.
yeah, for sure. My sister studied abroad there, so it's fun to see her.
Cool.
but-
Sweet.
Me? No.
Yeah, where have you been?
Just Mexico.
Where do you want to go?
Ireland, if I had to choose something, but
Whoa.
I don't really want to go anywhere
Yeah.
outside of North America.
Yeah, it's good here, man. Every time I come home, I'm like, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than North America for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah, like it's hands down. I don't even have an urge to think about like, oh, maybe I should go spend more time in Europe now.
Switzerland looks, I don't know, it looks really pretty.
It is really pretty, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But like, man, there is so many people there, and
really?
like the infrastructure is everywhere. Like the concept of public land, like they have it, but it's all like in the mountains above like 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, I just, I like how wild it is out here still. It's a little, undeveloped compared to Europe so much. And yeah, I like it. And, until this year, gas prices were a hell of a lot cheaper too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess I never really thought, like, I don't know. I guess they're all just on top of each other over there.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It's just like the culture's a lot different. Like people are much more secluded, it seems like, to the things that they do. Like you driving like 10 hours the other day to go back home. Like people don't do that.
Well, they've never driven 10 hours in their, like, you drive 10 hours in Europe and you drove across 4 countries,
So it just like it seems like they don't get that like dispersion very much. And I love driving, and I love traveling around and stuff like
You
that.
bet.
And like I love the fact that I can drive like 24 hours in British Columbia and not leave the province.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. And I love it here.
Awesome.
Right on.
Right on.
You got any jokes? You can't look one up.
Carlos, do you want to give everybody an update on how your leg's doing, when you're going to get on a bull next?
Yeah,
Dude,
good question.
I'm back
This
there.
guy.
When y'all get on, I'm going through the motions with y'all. Like, I'm stretching, and I'm like, I feel like I can get on right now. I know I shouldn't, but I keep just, like, I come out of the chute with y'all, and I'm riding, and I'm covering. I'm not just riding, I'm covering. But I don't know, probably mid-July if I'm being hopeful, August if I'm being realistic.
Yeah.
Like, I can walk on it now,
Mm-hmm.
and but by the end of the day, it's definitely sore.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm pushing it. Maybe I'm being, ambitious by walking on it. But
Because you rode Boone.
yeah,
You're starting
it
to-
felt all right. But I don't know. Probably mid-July.
Yeah, we have that issue too with like blown knees and stuff like that. You do all the rehab, then you do what we call like return to snow, which is like, you start like on the bunny hill, like you've never skied before, and you're going like super slow, doing the pizza, learning to ski, and you slowly work your way up. And fortunately, I haven't really had to work my way through that before, but yeah, I would not be stoked about it.
Yeah, I just gotta put in the work.
But like also like, and we've had enough experience that we know that when we don't do that, people will go and they'll get in and then like boom, they blow it or something. Or yeah, it's just like, yeah, it sucks having to wait. Sucks having to wait for the body to heal, but it also sucks if you re-injure a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't afford another surgery. Definitely.
How
Do you think it's going to be your last?
Well, I'll probably have insurance next time.
Oh, okay.
I got insurance now.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
I was being
gotcha.
cocky before.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way Prison Mike or none of these bulls are going to do something. And sure enough.
You got on like 50, more than 50 or less
I think I've touched 100 since I've been here.
without insurance.
and he was an auditor.
I know. What?
But the job, oh, no. The job provided insurance when I was doing that.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So that's different.
Mm.
Being in Texas on my own, I was like, I ain't going to need it. I got it.
Dude, I got insurance when I showed up here.
Oh, you did?
Or like before, like as I was booking my flight, I'm like, if I'm going down there, I'm getting insurance. Like if I'm getting on bulls,
That's smart.
yeah. Otherwise, I'll be like, broke my leg. I'm like, I'm just gonna hang out here, guys, until I get my flight, and then get my way back home somehow.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I would be so sad if that happened to you.
Yeah. You know, it's consequences and everything that I do and stuff like that when it comes to whether I'm biking, skiing, hopping on bulls, or going out in the backcountry by myself for multiple days in grizzly country. It's all consequences.
That sounds
It's all
like
potential.
like a sales bit.
Sales bit for bull riding.
Canada.
Insurance.
Insurance, there you go.
Insurance.
Oh. Do you have any jokes, Johnny?
Johnny?
Johnny. Donnie. Jokes, Donnie.
I did. Shoot. I was going to say something Jordan said the other day.
Yeah, Jordan got some good jokes. She
I don't
told
know if
me
they're
one
good.
today too.
Yeah. What do you call a cow with no legs?
I know the answer. Do you want me to say it? Or
You can say it, Donnie.
No, you can go ahead. I won't remember.
Ground beef.
Oh.
Thanks.
What do you call a cow with 2 legs? Lean beef.
Oh.
I figured for sure you'd know
I
it.
didn't know that. I was going to say.
That's how you started off. You're like, what do you call a cow with 2 legs? Lean beef. And then what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef.
What do you call a cow that has a twitch? Beef jerky. Nobody?
See, then you do all 3 of them and you got them really rolling.
Oh, yeah. He laughed at that one.
You got any jokes?
I just looked one up, but I can't remember it. I can't remember how to punchline it.
You just remember the punchline?
I don't know how to deliver it because I was reading it so fast.
Read it again.
What did the grape do when he got stepped on?
Jelly.
He let out a little wine.
Oh, that's decent. That's decent.
Do you have any jokes, Reese?
I don't know. I definitely don't have any rodeo jokes,
Oh, yeah.
and the rest of them will have to get edited out by Cole anyway. So
Okay.
I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey, but I got myself turned around.
I turned myself around. All right. Thank you for listening to the Little Old Sons podcast. Join us next time.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah. I've heard it before. I just.
It's an original.
Yeah. Anybody want to sign us off?
You got it, Donnie. You're on board. Soundboard.
Thank you for listening to the Little Old Sons podcast. I'm Donnie Daytona, and with me is
Carlos de la Cruz.
Reese Howden.
Like that.
What was that?
I wasn't going to say anything.
But
Blip, blip.
That's what it sounded like.
We're on to the next one, and stay tuned. Subscribe, or don't.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
Comment.
We're on to the next one. Pow, pow.